Hi there, I'm Cheryl and welcome to my channel. Today's video was kind of out of necessity. In my last video, I damaged my work table and I needed to make a pressing cloth. So that's what today's video is about. I know it's kind of a random video. It wasn't one I was expecting to make, but when you're a new channel on YouTube doesn't even know, this is what I've heard, is YouTube doesn't even know you exist until you have about 35 videos. This will be video 10, so I have a long way to go to 35. So anytime I do something that I think someone else might benefit or someone else might want to know how to make one, I'm going to try to do a video on that. And that's what today's video is about, is making this pressing board. To make an 18 by 24 pressing board, these are all the items we're going to use today. The first layer we're going to put on our plywood is the cotton blend batting, and you can actually get 4 thicknesses of this because the fabric is 96 inches wide. I just used my heavy-duty stapler to staple down the fabric. I did have a little trouble. I don't know if I just have weak hands or if I don't have a good stapler, but I had to go back and with a hammer and go over the staples. If you have a good heavy-duty stapler that you love and recommend, I would love it if you'd leave a comment below and let me know what it is. In my last video, I was using an iron to press some seams in a napkin to put it in the shape of a heart. And that's the pressing cloth that you see right here that I was using. And I've had that pressing cloth for years. I've never had any problems. And this time when I lifted up the pressing cloth, that's what my table looked like. And that's why I'm making this pressing board. Okay, when I did the corners for this very first layer, because we had 4 layers of thickness, the corners, I just cut them off at an angle. I knew that we were going to have 3 more layers of fabric going over this one. Well, now I needed to repaint my table, so here it is after the first coat. The next layer we're going to put on is the Insole Bright polyester fabric. It's an insulating utility fabric, and you can use it to maintain hot or cold temperatures. On this layer, when I was doing the corners, I just tried to remove all the extra fabric. I just wanted enough left so that I could pull it over, turn the edge, pull it up, and staple it. I think you can see it easier than me explaining it. And here's a picture of my work table after 2 coats of paint. Okay, our next layer is the cotton ironing board cover. And this looks just like the cover for any ironing board. And the reason I use this is because I thought, well, they put it on every ironing board. I might as well add it to mine. This fabric is pretty thin, so you have to be careful when you're stapling it. If you pulled it too tight and stapled, it might tear. The only thing I did different when I did these corners is I pulled it over the corner, stapled it, then I turned the edge of the fabric under and I stapled it. Since we've been talking, well, I've been talking about my craft table. This is one of the favorite things about my craft table. It's called a polling pop-up outlet. Technically, at this point, we have a pressing board that would be perfectly fine to use. but it's ugly. So now I'm adding the fourth and final layer of a cotton fabric that I like to make our board look pretty.
I'm buzzing, let's drink up. Your death look like big fun. Come on, let's get it on. Like that Marvin Gaye song. I'm stunning, you love it. Come on, give me something.
I am just trying to figure out the best way to fold it. I did have a little trouble, but I finally figured it out. And excuse my head.
So maybe you should leave with me.
So I finally decided to treat it like I was reupholstering a cushion of a chair, and I kind of did the corners that way. I just made sure the corner was covered, and then I just pulled the fabric up so that it kind of just made a nice smooth corner.
Give it to me like you know you should now, babe.
Since this was the final layer and I wanted a finished edge, I turned the fabric under and then I stapled it. I just didn't want a raw edge of the fabric showing.
I'm not getting tired, baby, take me higher. I'm stunning, you love it. Come on, give me something. I know that you want it, boy. The night is young and so are we. So maybe you should leave with me.
And my final task was going around and stapling every couple of inches just to make sure everything was down and secure.
Fun if you love me right.
And here's my work table all painted. And now I'm ready for my test press to make sure that the steam is not going to go through my new pressing board. And any moisture coming through? None. No moisture. Happy. I've got to use my new pressing board a few times now, and I really like having it. So I guess everything turned out for the best. Thanks for watching. Did I say pressing cloth?